And literally what I learnt to do with what goes on to do with the actual Thin Blue Line and Casper, the actual charity, it was really interesting.
Yeah.
And it was a fantastic actual interaction.
In that sense, I'll leave you to do what you
No
have
problem,
to do.
sir. Thank
We
you.
have work to carry on. We can't.
The first words out of the sergeant's mouth are an outright lie. You need to put the video down. Our calm camera warrior instantly flips the script, refusing to surrender his liberty to a uniformed guest. Watch the officer's face the second she realizes her authority just bounced off someone who actually read the rule book.
You do stuff.
Hello.
Hiya.
From Monza.
Yep.
Can I ask what you're doing?
Yes, I'm making a documentary
About what?
about officers from this police station and 2 other police stations.
Can you stop recording?
No, I have the right to record you.
You need to put the video down.
No, I do not have to put the video down.
You do?
No, I do not, madam.
Why are you filming this station anyway?
I've already told you I'm making a documentary
About what?
about officers from this police station and 2 other police stations, okay, that committed sexual offences and only got an 18-month suspension. Okay, that is the reason why I'm here.
What are the officers called?
Their names, I can't remember all 5 of their names, okay, but literally it was between here, Twickenham and Kingston upon Thames. It was those 3 police stations that came together as one, okay, and put a unit together, and that's when the offences were committed. And literally, as human beings, I just want to know whether or not any serving police officer actually has a comment to make whether or not they feel it's appropriate for a serving police officer to abuse their position of trust in what they're in.
He drops a grenade. 5 officers, 3 stations, sexual offenses, slap on the wrist suspensions. The air leaves the pavement. Suddenly, every cop within earshot is either a suspect or a witness. Notice how body language shifts from curious to defensive. The story just grew teeth.
Yeah. So, I can't comment on it if I don't know the circumstances of the name. Can I? Like, you're filming and asking people to comment, like police officers, right?
Yep.
But you're not telling me the circumstances of the name, so how am I meant to comment if I don't
But
know?
as I already said, I can't remember all 5 of their names,
Yeah.
okay, but it was between all 3 of the police stations.
But do you not think this is like not the right way to go about it? Because you should just ask if you can text someone, and then someone will invite you in, and then you can have a talk about it.
Well, I've tried contacting the press office, and literally I've had nothing back.
Right. The thing is, you can't film out here or the police station.
Why can I not?
Because people think you're doing something else.
Well, no, I'm doing a perfectly lawful activity,
Yeah.
okay, I've told you exactly why I'm here.
Yeah, but do you understand why this looks...
Well, yeah, if you didn't stop me, you wouldn't be doing your job, and I understand that,
Yeah.
okay, but then what you've also then got to remember, I have the legal right to do exactly what I'm doing, and that is what I'm doing,
Okay, thank you.
okay, and that is exactly what I'm doing, okay. So when you actually look at it as a whole, I'm doing a completely lawful activity. I've been here for a while. I've spoken to several officers already. Okay, I've had nice interactions.
Yeah.
I've had only 1 aggressive officer.
Right.
Okay, that I will be putting a complaint in about.
Okay.
But the majority of the officers have been really pleasant and really lovely.
Yeah.
And it's like, even when I was over at Kingston upon Thames, the welcome that I got from Kingston upon Thames was absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
Okay, and exactly the way that it is.
Cue the mythical sense of location claim, the oldest cop fairy tale. Auditor fires back with the only spell that works. Public pavement, public eyes, no consent required. You can almost hear the legal floor crumble beneath the officer's boots as she tries to invent geography that doesn't exist.
If I had to score them, they would have got 100 out of 100, there's no doubt about it. And then even when I was over at Twickenham, I actually spoke to an inspector over at Twickenham.
Right.
And this is the thing. And then when you look at your colleague that just came over with you, telling me to stop filming, I don't have to stop filming. Okay, now you've been lovely and pleasant to talk to, and I do appreciate your time, and I do appreciate that you did stop me. Because as I said, if you didn't stop me, you wouldn't be doing your job.
Yeah.
Okay, and I understand that. And that's why I welcome any engagement with any officer, and that is what it's about, is being able to talk.
Yeah.
Because if we don't talk, that's where the divide is.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Okay? But you got to admit, the way that your colleague came over just then, okay,
I think
was
it's-
very wrong.
I think sometimes when you put a camera in someone's face, it's
No, she walked to me. No, she walked to me.
No, but obviously we coming over to you, and like with you putting the camera at me now, it is quite intimidating.
No, but this is the thing. No, but this is the thing. You both knew that I had a camera, and
Yes,
you
that's
came
what
to
we
me.
asked to see what you're doing.
Yep.
What I'm saying is now, like you've got the camera on me, which
Yep.
is fine because you're allowed to do it, but it's a little bit intimidating for me to be filmed. Do you understand that? Like,
Yeah, I
if
know,
was
but
filming you, it's
but,
like a little
but
bit
then you have the right to walk away from the camera. You have the right to walk away from the camera.
As police, you have to like ask you what you're doing, investigate. Like,
Yeah, but then as a member of the public, I have the right not to say anything.
Yeah.
But I'm not like that, okay? That's why I said I welcome any form of engagement at all. Any form of engagement. Because as I said, okay, there's a lot of fantastic officers out there. There's a lot of fantastic officers out there.
Yeah.
And it's also those officers that need to be shown to the public, okay? So the public don't lose faith in the police.
Yeah.
And this is also the big thing, okay, that I like to do, is also highlight a lot of good work that serving police officers do. It's like I was only over at Surrey headquarters literally a few weeks ago, and literally what I learned to do with what goes on to do with the actual Thin Blue Line and Casper, the actual charity, it was really interesting.
Yeah.
And it was a fantastic actual interaction that I had.
yeah.
And that is the thing, okay, people also have to see the good work that's being done.
Then comes a memo. Last year's directive from the commissioner himself. Lawful filming is allowed. Our guy quotes it like scripture and watched the sergeant's armor crack in real time. Knowledge beats badge bluster every single day of the week. This is the moment the tide turns.
So that's why I said there are some people out there that will come and try and wind people up, but I'm not like that, okay? I welcome every single interaction that there is to offer,
Yeah.
because that is what it's about, is literally showing people like yourself, like where you've come up to me and the way that you've spoken and the way that you've engaged, okay, has been absolutely incredible. The only thing that I haven't asked you, would you mind identifying yourself, please?
Yeah, what's your name?
I would decline on that.
I'm just going to scan that as well then.
No, under your policy, you have three forms of identification, okay, and you have to identify yourself if a member of the public asks, whether or not that's your collar number, your actual warrant card, okay, and you're not in uniform either.
No.
Okay, so that's why I'm asking you just to actually fully identify yourself, even if it is only your collar number.
Yeah.
When your colleague came along, she showed me a warrant card.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just asking you to identify
Give you my
yourself.
shoulder number.
That's fine.
That's 2048.
No worries. Thank you very much. Okay, and that's the thing. This is why I told you it's about the engagement. I told you why I was here.
Yeah.
Okay, you didn't know the actual case. You couldn't make a comment on it. But then the way that we're actually talking now, this is how it should be. Okay, and I know everybody's had an absolutely unbelievable year and a half, okay, that's been absolute hell for everybody. And this is the thing, we also need to highlight the good things that are being done. Okay, so don't think that it was just about being here and literally having things that go wrong. It's not about that.
Yeah.
Okay, it's also highlighting the good things as well that goes on. Okay.
Identification showdown. Policy says show it. Ego says dodge it. She spins on her heel and walks, leaving only the echo of a refused warrant card. Accountability just left the chat, but the lens kept the receipt. Proof that silence can be the loudest form of misconduct.
So you can see literally the officer that came up and gave me all the aggression literally, and just decided literally to turn her back and be very, very rude. The other officer, the one that's in the actual white and black trousers, has been really nice to talk to, really pleasant. The other one was very, very quite arrogant and very rude. And that's the problem. And that's why when you look at it as a whole, it's not right in the way that things are done. So, and that's why we do exactly all what we can do, okay, and why we do it, okay, is literally, it's about literally engaging with the actual public, and that isn't what's being done, and that's why we do what we do, and that's why it's literally, it's about doing what we do, okay, and making ourselves literally very, very open with what we do. She came along, I told her exactly why I was here, and she decided to get very, very funny. So, and this is why I would do exactly what I'm doing. I have every legal right to be here. And if they don't like what I'm doing here, then it's just too bad.
Enter PC 4187. Voice measured. Questions relevant. No threats. One officer shows how professionalism de-escalates. In 60 seconds, he proves training can work and highlights how wildly standards swing inside the same station walls. Compare, contrast, and ask yourself which neighbor you'd rather meet.
So, and that is the actual problem. Been here for well over an hour, had some really nice interaction, some really arrogant interaction, and some really aggressive, putting your hand in your face aggression. And that's the thing. So when you actually look as a whole, and when you look at what's being done, okay, this is why we do what we do, and how we do it, and why we do it. And this is the thing. So when you look, okay, literally, people have to remember that I have the legal right in which to be here. I've committed no crime, okay, I've broken no law. So why she decides to actually come out and give me this outright full aggression, I do not know. And that is the actual big thing, okay, and that is why when you actually look as a whole, okay, and what's actually going on, okay, that is why we do what we do, okay, and how we do it and why we do it. So, and that's the big thing. So, and that is exactly it, okay, so why we actually do it, how we do it.
He names the aggressor, praises a professional, and signs off with a plea for rebuilt trust. The audit ends not with handcuffs, but with a handshake offered to the future. Proof that cameras can expose, educate, and maybe even unite. Smash like if you want more truth on tape. Subscribe so you don't miss the next ride, and we'll see you in the next video.
Sorry sir, who are you?
Police officer.
Yep.
PC Couture's. How can I help? What's going on?
I don't need any help, sir.
Okay, why are you filming those two ladies?
No, they approached me, sir.
Okay, what
They
did
came to me, sir. So let's verify that. They came to me, sir.
Yeah, okay, what did they say?
Okay. Well, telling me that I shouldn't be here, okay? I have every legal right to be here. I've spoken to several other officers here.
Okay.
Right? I'm here doing an actual documentary, okay,
Right.
on this police station and two other police stations where they put a unit together, okay, and 5 of those officers committed sexual offences and were suspended for a total of 18 months.
Okay. Do you have any documentation to prove that you are allowed to?
Well, I'm in public, sir. I'm in public.
Okay.
I'm doing a perfectly lawful activity.
Well,
I'm in public and I'm allowed to film whatever I can see in public.
Okay.
And that is exactly what I'm doing, sir.
So you said that you're carrying out the documentary, is that right?
Yes, for myself.
Okay. For yourself?
Yes.
Okay, it was just understanding whether it was for the media or...
No, for myself, sir.
Okay, so what's your involvement in all of this? If these officers...
Well, I'm a member of the public, sir.
Alright. But what's
I'm a
your
member.
involvement in terms of...
No, I'm a member of the public, okay, and I have come here, okay, to actually find out whether or not any serving officer, okay, as a human being, believes that it's right for somebody in that position,
Right.
okay, to commit a crime such as that,
Okay.
right, and think that it's actually acceptable just purely because they're a serving officer that they only get an 18-month suspension from work. That's not right. As a human being, it's not right.
I don't think any of us can comment because we weren't there. So unless we were part of the court procedure, we have no business in giving an opinion.
Okay, right. You take this lady here. You take this lady here. Okay, that was nearest to me.
All right.
Okay. When I was actually standing there on the corner, she came out very aggressive. Okay, literally put her hand up, literally to my face. Okay, telling me that I cannot film. I have the legal right in which to film. I'm in public and I'm allowed to film.
The issue here is this is a sensitive location.
What do you mean by sensitive location?
In the sense that there's a lot of individuals that work out of this station, and obviously we're in plain clothes as well as uniformed.
Yep, and I've had several interactions with both today.
All right.
Okay.
What I'm trying to say is, unless you've got a reason to,
and I do have a reason, sir. And I do have a reason.
I don't think it's fair to put serving members of the public out there for everyone to judge where we come in and where we come out, unless you have a reasonable excuse.
I'm here to do my own story.
Right.
Okay. I'm doing a legal activity. Okay. And I'm filming in public exactly where I'm legally allowed to go. Okay. Right. I've committed no crime. Okay. And I've broken no law, sir.
Okay. Well.
Okay. That's why I've said I've spoken to at least, I would say, approximately 15 officers. Is what I've spoken to over the course of the last hour.
Right.
Okay,
so
and I've had some
friends. Stand here and film whoever goes in and goes out.
No, I'm speaking to as many officers. As I said to the other young lady, the one on the right there, I welcome any engagement by any officer. Okay, and that's the thing. Okay, the more officers that can actually speak, then it's fantastic.
What's not fine is just you continuing to film our police station without anyone giving consent.
But I don't need consent, sir. I don't need consent. I'm filming from public and I'm allowed to film whatever I can see.
What I'm saying is...
Right, a quick question. Yes, I can, sir. Yes, I can, sir. Did you get the memo last year to do with people that actually film around police stations?
So
okay. No, did you get the memo last year that went out to every single police station, okay, from the actual police commission, saying about people filming around the police stations should be allowed to do their lawful activity that they're allowed to do? I've been doing this for a long time.
So you just stand outside police stations and film it?
Yes, I do. Okay, and I actually ask the police. Okay, I look at the good things and I look at the bad things. Okay, and that's the thing. There's a lot of good things that a lot of serving officers do that also need to actually be shown to the public. Okay, and that's the thing. The public and the police at the moment are so far apart. Okay, it's about trying to build that bridge to try and bring them back together. Okay, and that's the main thing. There's a lot of people out there. Okay, yes. Okay, that go out trying to row the police up, okay? But then there's a lot of good people out there trying to actually show that it's not about bad interaction. It's about engaging and it's about talking. And that's the main thing. And all I'm trying to do, okay, that's why I said I welcome any interaction I have with any officer, because it's a very, very important thing what we do, okay? And it's about trying to actually bring the public and the police back together, okay? And that's the thing. We need the police, okay? The police do a good job, okay? They're there to serve and protect the public, and that's what I wish for them to actually carry on and do it, but in a correct and lawful way.
Okay, in that sense, I'll leave you to do what you
have to do. No problem, sir. Thank you.
We have work to carry on. We can't stay
here all day, sir. That's fine.
Yeah, thank you very much.
That's fine, no worries. Thank you very much, sir.
Just be careful on the ramp.
No, that's fine, sir. That's fine. Would you mind identifying yourself, sir? 4187, no worries. Thank you very much, sir. Have a lovely evening.
Just mind the ramp.
Yep, that's fine, sir. That's not a problem.
No cars coming through there.
Thank you very much. Have a lovely evening. Okay, so you can see there, that was it finished up as a nice interaction, okay? But then what you actually have is you have that officer there walking up the ramp there, okay? This was the actual aggressive, arrogant officer that was actually up there, okay? That literally really came out, okay? Literally don't put the camera in my face, okay? And this is the thing. So it's very important, as I said, that people do see the good work, okay? It's not just about the good, it's not about the bad. It's about the actual public and the police trying to come back together and actually working as one. So please, as I said, okay, it's very interesting what goes on and how it goes on, and that was one interaction that I weren't expecting to have. As I did tell you on the last one, I was virtually all wrapped up and I was almost ready to go.